So we'll start by I'd just like to introduce Robert, who's joining us for today's event. And he has a very interesting story in terms of his going from his studies to where he is now with his business and his business venture. So I'll hand over to Robert, and you have a description of your journey to where you are now.
Yes. So, first of all, I would like to thank Lifespan Education for having me here and talk about a bit of my journey transitioning from being a student to running my own business in the car audio industry.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. So a bit about me. My name's Robert William, and I'm currently running my own car audio shop here in Surabaya called bestbodyshop.com. And I'm also a master trainer at Audio Workshop Car Audio Installers Institute in Jakarta. I've been teaching many international installers since 2024. So before I got this chance to start my own business and be able to teach other people about car audio, it all started when I studied automotive engineering. So this is where it all began. Ever since I was little, I was a big fan of electronics and anything that is automotive related. So when I was in high school, I would tell myself I would enroll to automotive engineering course in uni because I'm really passionate about it. And for 4 years, I studied automotive engineering. But back then, I don't have a real goal on what I'm going to do after I graduate university. So back then, I thought success was about landing a good job, a good corporate job after I graduated, or maybe continuing on the family business since my parents ran a hardware store here in Surabaya. So back then, before I graduated, the safe path that I could have taken was either finding a good job in Jakarta, a corporate job, or continuing the family business and run the hardware store. But this is the turning point where I don't want to take the conventional route because shortly after I graduated, I helped my parents with the family business for approximately 2 years. And during those time, I would always wonder to myself, like, is this the path that I want to take for the rest of my life? Every once in a while, I would wonder, what if I started my own business? What if I chase down something that I'm really passionate about? And I was scared of not giving it a shot and always wondered in the future what would have been if I took another route instead of the conventional one. And that scares me. So after running the family business for 2 years, I decided to do what I like, which is car audio. This is what I'm passionate about. So I started learning about car audio. I learned about it in the past during my uni years, but I've never really dove into it. So I started to pick it up again, and I got to learn more about acoustics, physics. So car audio isn't just about electronics and the gears, but it's also about the engineering side of it. After learning by myself, I would go on forums and websites to learn more about car audio. I even experimented with my own car at the time. Uh, we have this small minivan that I used to work on. We did burn a lot of things back then because I accidentally short-circuited some parts, but everything was under control. But you do learn from your mistakes, right? So after that, I learned how to do things properly, how to install properly, how to tune the system on, and how to learn the science behind it on what makes a car audio system good, what makes a sounds good to the human ears. So at some point of my learning journey, I hit this point where I feel like if I study by myself, I would miss out on a lot of things. There are lots of gaps in my knowledge because I've been studying by myself. I have never received any formal education on this topic which is car audio. There are no schools that I know of at the time that could teach me these things. That's when I met my current business partner, Mr. Wahyu. I think you can see his picture here in the middle. He's standing next to me. One day I stumbled upon his car audio installer class in Jakarta, and I immediately enrolled because I was so curious at the time and I want to learn more. I want to learn from the pros. After meeting him, and he taught me the basics about car audio and also the more advanced level topics, he was actually quite impressed because I already understand the basics without him teaching me, and yeah, it impresses him. So at the time, he has this idea to build a car auto shop here in Surabaya with me as his partner. And that's how Best Buddy Shop Surabaya started. After that, I get to work with the top players in the industry because being a car audio institute, we frequently have students even from other countries, as pictured here. We have students from Korea and students from India. Later in June, we will have students from Malaysia and India visiting us to learn more about car audio. Till this day, I'm still learning about physics, the science behind the car audio scene, about acoustics, and I'm still actively making guidebooks and handbooks for junior installers. So the lessons I've learned thus far is you cannot wait until you're 100% ready to start something or to get out from your comfort zone. Growth is always uncomfortable because you can never predict what's going to happen by stepping out of your comfort zone. And of course, to get to this point, I've received help from many people, and it's best not to turn your back on the people that have gotten you to this point in life. That's the lessons I've learned so far. So there's my story. If there's any questions.
Okay, well, thanks, Robert. I think that's a really interesting story, but and also it's very relevant to a lot of people because especially a lot of students who are doing their studies. Some are going through studies, their uni studies for the first time. Some people have had a career and actually going back to uni to study. I think yours, you encounter a lot of those situations. But tell me about your early days. Why is that interest in car audio? Do you remember experiences where that interest actually come from? That curiosity, where did that come from?
So I was always interested in electronics, and also I like listening to music. And back in the early 2000s, my parents would install a car audio system in every one of their cars. So it made me a fan. In this car, I feel like, oh, the sound is clearer, the bass is stronger, not like the other cars that are still using OEM speakers and so on. So it got me hooked into the car audio scene, and it got me intrigued on how to make the car sound better and the science behind it.
So you and your family, your parents talk about the car audio?
Not really, but my parents would used to like buy me, like they know that I like car audio, right? So they would buy
Okay.
me car audio magazines, and
Right,
I just started from there.
right. Okay. Now that's really interesting, just where it is. But also, then you said you're interested in electronics, so you actually like doing things, create things, build things.
Yeah, so I like to tinker with anything that is automotive related. So I would work on my own cars when I have the
Mhm.
free time. As a child, I usually take apart my toys just to
Okay.
see on how they work.
What do your parents feel about that? That you don't have all these torn up toys.
They're okay with it as long as I can put everything back up.
Right. Okay. So you're actually more a builder, and you don't actually cut things up and
No, no, no.
have
I will
yeah.
disassemble them and reassemble them.
Right. Also, yeah, the people then you mentioned in when you were speaking just now, don't turn your back on the people that help you to get there. Tell me more about that. Who are the people that you think of that actually got you
Okay.
here?
So the people who got me to this point is, first of all, my parents and my family. They helped me during my toughest times, and also they also supported my decision on not continuing the family business and started my own. business in the car audio industry. And also, the people that help me in this industry is my current business partner, Mr. Wahyu. He taught me the ropes in the car audio industry. He also taught me a lot about car audio building and car audio tuning.
Yeah. What's it like working within that team and all the different people that you work with? What's the collaboration like?
So my partner is a car audio sales representative here in Indonesia. He distributes most of the products we see here. So with distribution, also there's retail sales, right? We handle the retail sales and the installation of the gears. And on top of that, we also offer trainings for other installers who wants to learn about car audio from the Installer Institute.
Tell me about how you actually work together. How often do you communicate? How do you communicate? What do you talk about, and how do you make decisions? All those things that somebody who hasn't had a business or a project before might not know.
So on the retail side of things, everything is handled by me. So my partner doesn't really look into what we're doing here in Surabaya. But on the Installer Institute side of things, we do have a collaborative effort to contribute more into the car audio industry by doing research and making journals and handbooks for our students. Yeah.
Yeah, how
So
do you work together as a team to do that part of the business?
in the Installer Institute, usually we would conduct our own research. With his side of the research, it's in Jakarta, and I would do my own research here in Surabaya. We usually tackle on topics that we've encountered before. So let's just say we have a problem on how to achieve an upfront bass from a car audio system. We would dive into that and conduct experiments. And then every once in a while, we would held a conference to talk about what we found so far. And we poured all of the things that we found into our journals, and we would share that to our students.
So you said on the retail side you do on your own. It is a team, right? Or you actually do it on your own.
My partner would supply the gears.
Okay.
It's under his company, but the way we do it, how we install in the car company's, oh sorry, in the customer's car, or how we do the marketing, the sales, it's all up to us in Surabaya.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But you do have a team.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do have
Right.
the team. We have two installers and one staff for managing the finance of the store.
So the with a job like this, tell me about your interactions with the customer. I guess that's something that a lot of students may not know about. Do you remember your first customer and what that was like?
So in our shop, we're more focused on bespoke solutions for the customer or the customer's car. So we won't just accept the customer and then put all sorts of gears that he doesn't want, or yeah, we won't do that. But instead we would ask the customer on what he's trying to achieve. So is he building a competition car, or is he building a system for his daily driver? And what's his budget on the project? I would do the sales side of things, and the customer would consult to me on what gear should they should use, and I would guide them on choosing the products that would work best in their car.
Oh.
After that, after we've reached an agreement on the budget and the gears that we're going to install, our team of installers, including me, we're going to design the system and install it in the car. After everything's done, I would tune the cars and then hand it over to the customer.
So it seemed like a team approach and each one of you doing different things. But do you have a dedicated person that interacts with the client, the
Uh,
customer, or everybody does?
no, it's only me. It's only me.
Okay. Yeah. So do you find that useful, actually having one person deal with the customer only?
Yeah, I feel like that way with our staff, our installers, they don't really have the knowledge to about the gears. So I would be the one learning about the features of the gear that we're going to install and what works best in the customer's car.
Okay. So just thinking back then on your uni days, the things that was useful when you did your uni that you found you're still using now, or actually prepares you for what you're doing now? What are those things that you have found useful?
During my uni years, I get to learn more about engineering. It helps to build this mindset on how to engineer something or how to design something that works in our customer's car. For example, through my uni days, I get to learn more about 3D printing and 3D scanning, which is very useful nowadays, given how complex cars has become in the recent years. That way, we could work more efficiently without heavily modifying the customer's car. During my uni years, I learned a lot on the engineering side.
Did you enjoy your uni years?
It was okay. It was
Okay.
okay. I like automotive engineering, so
Mhm.
it was okay.
Okay. Besides the academic part, the things that you learn, other things like meeting other students, was that useful for you?
In my case, it was not much, but during my uni years, I get to learn on how to converse with other people, to generate ideas within a team. I get to
Mm.
learn all of this stuff in my uni years.
So then, the things that you learn in business, would you say that you learn a lot more as you operate your business than back in the uni days?
I learned about business on the fly.
Hmm.
So during my uni years, we don't get much education about the business side. It's more on the engineering side of things, how to problem solve
Yeah.
when there's an issue.
Even on the engineering side, do you find now, as you're dealing with the installation and you're dealing with the technology on the go, that you're learning a lot in terms of car audio engineering?
Bec- Uh, because I get to learn more on the engineering side from my
Mhm.
university, I possess skills such as product designs and then ergonomics. Those skills are not common in the average car audio installer, so
Yeah.
we have that percentage. It's an advantage. Actually, we're one of the first ones to utilize 3D printing technology in car audio in Indonesia.
Yeah, it does sound like you are very dedicated to actually finding your way, to what we call being self-directed. Tell me about even from when you were very young, did you have your own direction? You knew what you wanted to do. How much do other people influence you versus you deciding for yourself just what you want to do?
Actually, I have family members who are also into car audio, but it never occurred to me that I would start my own business in this field. I guess it all began after I got that offer from my partner to open a shop here in Surabaya. I immediately took that opportunity to start the business.
Yeah. Have you always wanted to have your own business, your own project, your own thing to do?
To be honest, it never crosses my
Mm.
mind, but as time goes on, I feel like I would rather chase my own dreams and
Yeah.
the things that I'm passionate about rather than
Yeah.
just doing like the safe path.
Do you enjoy it? Actually having your own business so you can determine just what you want to build.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. So there are ups and downs in the business, but I feel like starting my own business really helped me grow as a person, not only on the engineering side, but also it helps me grow as a person in terms of I'm less reliant on people than I used to be back in my uni years. I learned on how to handle customers, and those skills you just cannot get in uni.
A lot of those are about adjusting. Would you say that there's a lot of adjusting, a lot of adapting
Yes,
to what is in front of you?
I
Yeah.
completely agree with you.
And tell me about those. How is that something again that you enjoy? Is that something that is seems natural to you to keep trying to solve the problem and adjusting to what's happening?
I feel like back then I just learn on the go.
Mhm.
So when a problem occurs, it's up to us on how to handle the problem, right? We have sometimes I will consult to with my partner on how to deal with the problems, but overall we learn on the go.
So tell me about your interest in the education side. Is that purely because of your business partner, his interest in it, or because that's quite different from the retail and the
Oh, okay.
installation and the customer side.
Before I got offered this opportunity to teach alongside my partner, I would conduct my own experiments and compile them into journals. One day I decided to, there's this topic that I need another person's perspective on. And so I contacted my partner, who is also my mentor, and he was quite impressed with what I've compiled, and he offered me to teach alongside him ever since.
So how do you find it actually interacting and actually teaching students?
To me, it feels fulfilling.
Okay.
So it's nice to be able to share knowledge, and I think it's also doing good to the car audio community.
In what way?
It helps the business grow. We can offer better services for our customers.
I mean, tell me more about this because part of lifespan education is about educating people, helping people with learning, and tell me about this sense. You said it's fulfilling. What do you think about when you do that? Is this something you never thought about in the past?
Yeah, it never occurred to me that I would be teaching car audio to installers, because
Right.
I've never teach anyone before, and it just happens that I'm more knowledgeable than the average car audio installer here, and I've already made this compilation of handbooks and guides on how to make a car audio system sound better. To see it be useful to many people is very fulfilling, and by sharing our knowledge that we know, it also helps other installers in giving better service for their customers. That way, our industry in Indonesia can evolve.
Thought about growing elsewhere outside of Indonesia?
Yeah, we're currently expanding to India. Me and my partner have flown to India before. We are invited to give seminars there about car audio.
So, with the education you're doing, where do the people that want to learn come from? I mean, they're installers. Are they? Do you go out and recruit them, or they find out about what you're doing from somewhere?
Actually, they found out about us. So in some cases, we are invited by the car audio brands from a certain country. They would like to invite us to give seminars there to the local installers there. And some other time there would be students inquiring about the lessons, the institute here in Indonesia.
Yeah.
They know about our institute from our Instagram and our social media.
What advice would you give to students who are listening to
Ah,
and about the journey of going through university and then also making something of yourself after you finish uni? What is the main lesson that you'd like for them to know based on your experience?
So based on my experience, since you'll never know what's going to happen in the future or what path you're going to take in the future, I would advise to pursue in what you like. If you found something that you like, learn about it and never stop learning, because you'll never really know on when this opportunity is going to come, right? So when is going to be the next big break for you? So it's best that you're prepared for those things. I would advise students to never stop learning, keep adding more skills, because you would never know when those skills are going to be helpful in the future. When the opportunity arises, you're ready.
That's really good advice. So, Robert, I'd like to thank you. I found it really useful and very interesting actually listening to your journey. And I think it'll be very useful for other students, for students to actually listen to that. Um, I hope to that we can work together a lot more in other things. And I wish you luck in what you're doing. And I hope we keep in touch as to how you're going. And maybe in the future, you can tell us more about other expansions of what you're doing.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.